Listen, y'all didn't really believe. You didn't really think that for 2 years, the amount of film breakdowns, tweets, comps, play style comparisons, the amount of accolade and praise I bestowed upon this young man, you really didn't think that I was going to walk into this 2021 NFL draft and not stake claim, not plant my flag, not have the courage of my conviction to still stand by this guy.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Even though some things have happened throughout the pre-draft process that forced me to make the prudent move to just bump him down my rankings a little bit, I had no choice. I had no choice but to do it. But I am here to tell you right now that despite that fall, despite the fall from at one point wide receiver 1 for me in the 2021 class down to where he currently sits at wide receiver 6, I am still on board. I am still rolling with and rocking with Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore is a player, I know, extremely polarizing. We see the talent. We have seen the talent for the past 3 seasons when he's on the field. How damn good, how dynamic, how explosive, how much playmaking ability one Rondale Moore has. We've seen it. His freshman season, one of the greatest seasons by a collegiate freshman in the history of college football at the wide receiver position. Over 1,200 yards, over 110 receptions, multiple rushes out of the backfield, over 600 kick return yards. We saw him win the Paul Hornung Award as the nation's most versatile player. Saquon Barkley, Jabril Peppers, Christian McCaffrey, Odell Beckham Jr. all won that award. We know how talented and how special of a football player Rondale Moore is. We also know that he checked in way smaller than we thought he was. I have been comping Rondale Moore to Steve Smith since 2019. So when I'm looking at a pro-style comparison, I said this in 2019. He reminds me of a more juiced-up version of former Carolina Panther and Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Steve Smith. The receipts are out there. He played like Steve Smith. I thought he was going to be a similar athlete. Come to find out, he was an even better athlete, clocking a 4.32 at his pro day. Ridiculous vertical jump over 40 inches. Player profilers got this man 90th plus percentile in the speed score and the burst score department. Over a 70th percentile catch radius for his size. We know that he does not fit the ideal mold of what an NFL wide receiver should look like. But he also does not fit the mold of a playmaker at the NFL level, because we've rarely seen guys with his ability walk into the NFL. We've seen some cats try to do it. Tavon Austin, yeah, people will mention that one. Rondale Moore is a hell of a lot better football player than Tavon Austin was. Rondale Moore's ability to create space out of the backfield, in the slot, out wide when he catches the ball, his short area quickness, and his yards after the catch ability is insane. Can you imagine Rondale Moore landing with a creative play caller like Kyle Shanahan? Rondale Moore landing with a creative play caller like the Kansas City Chiefs? He's going to be very much landing spot dependent, but I am still on board in believing in the talent of the football player. The past 2 seasons that he played in, COVID season this year, injured going into the season, freak injury in 2019 really derailed the steam that he had. But I believe what I saw when he was destroying Jeff Okudah and Chase Young and Sean Wade and everybody else on that vaunted, talented Ohio State defense, this young freshman, they had no answer for Rondale Moore, and he continued to terrorize the entire Big Ten his freshman season. And I know a lot of people said I'm backing off. I want nothing to do with the 5'7", 180-pound wide receiver, but not me. I did move him down because it was the prudent, it was the wise thing to do. But Rondale Moore is a special talent, and there's a chance that he goes into the NFL, produces and changes the stigma and the mold of what some of these smaller dynamic players can do. And it's not like the first time that we haven't seen some smaller slot receivers be successful at the NFL level. Rondale Moore is an elite athlete. When he's on the field, he's probably one of the best athletes on the field. And when you're talking about fantasy football, what he's going to be able to do out of the receiving role and in the backfield is going to produce fantasy points for us. Those 2 to 5 carries Rondale Moore can get, those creative screens, those tunnel screens, those drag routes, those out routes, those quick slants, he could become a PPR monster. We see Rondale Moore comp to T.Y. Hilton with the Ant-Man overlay. Like, he is that type of wide receiver. And although he does not look like what we think an ideal wide receiver should look like, the play, the physicality, his run after the catch ability is special, special, special. And I am planting my flag on Rondale Moore. Despite having moved him down my rankings, he's still a player that I will draft. I've already drafted, and I have extremely high hopes for at the next level. So let's enjoy it. Enjoy the draft. Enjoy the landing spots. And when Rondale Moore smashes for us in fantasy football over the next couple of years, make sure y'all just come back and say that you heard it here first on Destination Devi. From your boy GQ, Rondale, I'm rocking with you, baby. Let's go and get these fantasy titles. Thank y'all for checking out the content, rocking with Jay and myself throughout this entire process. We greatly appreciate it. And if you want to rock with us a little bit more, patreon.com/ongas is where it's at. We appreciate you. Have fun. Enjoy it. And we'll be back with more content, man. Train don't stop. We just keep going, baby. We out.